Mm-hmm. Bring it to my motherfucking mouth. Bring it to my motherfucking mouth. Get the scene out. Mm-hmm. So you in the scene, didn't you? Did I ask for a strawberry? Bitch, did I ask for a strawberry?
No.
Huh?
No, my chief.
Don't you ever in your motherfucking life give me no motherfucking strawberry unless I ask for one, motherfucker.
Pushing 3.
What?
I'll make you get on your knees if we're not the same.
What? And do what?
See, they ain't used to a pimp. Oh, these niggas.
False imprisonment is in jail, charged with rape and false imprisonment. We were there for the late night raid.
All new at 5, we're hearing from his supporters for the first time.
If you want to leave, you can leave. Nobody's forced to stay here.
Investigation. Channel 2 Action News was there as officers took Eligio Bishop into custody. Channel 2's Dave Huddleston live now at DeKalb Police Headquarters. And Dave, Bishop's supporters say, look, the group believes in nudity, they believe in nature, and that he's done nothing wrong.
But he's being held behind bars with no bond. It was on March 30th that DeKalb Police got that tip, and we were right there, as you said, George, as the Special Victims Unit raided that home. Channel 2 Action News was right there when dozens of DeKalb officers descended on this brick home in a Decatur cul-de-sac Wednesday night. We saw dozens of officers, detectives, and a tactical team swarm the home on Arbor Chase. Several people were led away in handcuffs and put into squad cars. A nearby neighbor told us this man, Eligio Bishop, runs an online cult called Carbon Nation.
He controls them and do what he says, but like I said, lately it's been turned into abuse from what the neighbors been complaining about from what I hear.
Police would only tell us that Bishop was taken to the DeKalb County Jail on charges of rape, false imprisonment, and sharing sexually explicit content on social media. He's being held without bond. We went by the home Thursday afternoon, and several people who say they are Bishop's disciples came out and talked with me.
Basically, the police raided us on false allegations.
Musa says Bishop is their God, and as a group, they believe in nature, nudity, and kindness. He says those criminal accusations are from a disgruntled former member of the Carbon Nation family.
She's always free to leave. She's saying that she was here on false imprisonment when we have live documentation of us saying, hey, if you want to leave, you can leave. Nobody's forced to stay here.
And Musa.
So that's why he was trying to say, oh, hey, if you don't rub my feet, you can leave. If you want to leave, you can leave. That's why when the other sister, Malia, got up and left out the house, he sent all those women after her. And they attacked her. So they say one thing, we already played this game. But it looks like Georgia is not going to be playing with you.
Just had live documentation because Bishop and Carbon Nation shares their beliefs and teachings on social media. Now, we're still working to find out when he will face a judge.
And remember a while ago when it was one of the sisters who wanted to leave. And they took all her stuff. Everything. And they was like, oh, okay, you can leave now. Come on now. That was some years ago, though, yeah. I think her name was Pocahontas. I really haven't been paying attention to this BS. But I'm just glad it's coming to the attention that it's coming to. But, we got excited before and nothing actually happened. They just kind of kicked them off of YouTube. And now they're on, I think, another social media platform where he can use and abuse. I don't understand what platform is going to stand there and just let you do these things. But it's clear. And it's on the news again, How many times have they been on the news?
Carbon Nation, his organization. So according to a 2017 report from the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, Bishop is a former model, stripper, and barber. He has ties to Atlanta dating back to at least 2009, but around 2016, Bishop and his followers moved to Central America. First,
look at Velvet. Is that Musa right there? So they have been tracking them, like I just said. They have been tracking them. This goes back some years, okay? He's, I don't think he was a model. He was into porn heavily. He was on the porn site with on his back with his knees to his chest and his arms, of course, holding his knees up to his chest, butt naked, with his anus wide open, and a man digitally penetrating him. Oh yes, this has been going on for a very, very long time, okay?
Honduras, and then Costa Rica, which they were forced to leave in 2017. In 2020, reports show Bishop was arrested in Hawaii for...
And remember they said that he was stinking. Remember when they got to, when they were in Costa Rica, and they was like, "Pew, y'all stink." They wasn't washing up. He was talking about they was supposed to be pure and all of this, that, and the other. Now everybody is a bitch and a hoe.
Breaking COVID quarantine rules. It's not clear when he returned to Atlanta. So here's another look at the home now, at the center of what we're talking about, that raid, and Bishop supporters will stay on this and bring you any new developments right here in this.
Accused of violating quarantine got no mercy from a judge in Hilo today.
The judge refused to lower their bails or let them out on supervised release. Their attorney calls it unconstitutional and is demanding a jury trial.
Chelsea.
His court document said a YouTube video published on Monday showed the defendant, Elijah Lee Bishop, at Carl Smith Beach Park petting a sea turtle. He had just arrived in Hawaii the day before and signed paperwork saying he would quarantine for 14 days.
So essentially,
8-year-old Elijah Bishop stood in his cell block at the Hilo jail, cuffed, attending his initial court appearance virtually. His attorney argued that his bail be reduced from $4,000 to $1,000. The judge declined.
We are concerned that this defendant does have financial means. He appears to have quite a following on social media, and there were petitions to gather bail for all of the members.
Bishop proclaims himself the leader of a suspected cult called Carbon Nation. He and 19 of his followers were arrested this week in Puna for breaking the mandatory 14-day quarantine for visitors. He recorded his arrest.
we broke the law. I was with my brother. What happens? You got to stay in the quarantine for 14 days. It is what it is. We broke the law. They're doing their job. We want to arrest anybody. Send your donations, to help me out.
Media reports say Bishop and his followers have been kicked out of several Central American countries on a variety of accusations, from endangering people's welfare to sex crimes. He's consistently denied it.
Am I controlling and manipulating your mind?
I felt like I belonged here. That's why I came here.
Prosecutors say he has a criminal record in Georgia, a 2013 battery case, and a 2016 unlawful interference with custody of a minor charge.
We take it very seriously when people are coming over here. We have an emergency declaration, and that declaration is there to protect people's lives.
Honani Miyasato lives next to where they were staying. She says there are still people staying at that vacation rental today.
I think
Open the door. What's happening on the lot? Let's go. His clothes is right there. If he has to go.
What's your club? Yeah, bring them in.
Chocolate.
Hell no.
You say nothing about that live?
No.
Sure.
Hell.
What is your live right now?
That's my live. Yeah.
Something I'm gonna give you more views now.
Hell yeah. No, I ain't say I was no child molester. They say I'm a child molester. Right. I'm teaching about nature and natural living.
No, we're not.
Nah, I ain't say I was no child molester.
Pay attention to how he changes the subject and start talking about recording.
On camera, you gotta be mindful of what you're saying.
No, we always on camera. Everything on record. That's why I record everything. That's why
I'm recording you, so you good?
Yeah, I record everything.
You good, man? Listen, you gotta be mindful of what you say, though.
No, we don't believe in harming no kids. We don't believe in harming animals. We don't believe in harming the earth. We don't believe in harming human beings. We are peaceful people that teach meditation and living in tune with the universe. That's the opposite of what we're teaching. But that's the truth. People that don't agree say that to bring cops over here to make a scene. But that's what we've been going through, and you know that. Yeah. Why? Because I want a bitch to try me.
You will walk out of camera on that one, huh? You will walk off on that one.
No, I wouldn't walk. I want a nigga to try me. My address is, this is 2993. My shit is 2993 what? All we get is pizza and police. I don't know. I don't even see universe. I want to know, what makes someone homosexual? And I literally asked the universe.
A bond denied for a self-professed cult leader. Eligio Bishop, also known as Nature Boy, is accused of rape and false imprisonment, along with other charges. Bishop, good afternoon, sir.
Eligio Bishop saw a judge for the first time since his arrest earlier this week. His case now lies in the hands of Superior
gone. How was he standing
DeKalb
before a
police
judge?
arrested Bishop at this home in Decatur, charging him with rape, false imprisonment, and 3 counts of sexually explicit transmission.
He's extremely loving, extremely forgiving. Literally wouldn't hurt a fly.
This man, who goes by Captain Ace, says he's part of the group Carbon Nation. Ace calls Bishop the head of the international organization.
This is one of the most troubling experiences I've ever had. The man that most people refer to as Nature Boy, I refer to him as
Now,
God.
wasn't Ace the one that was doing things to his own sister?
As a religious philosophy based on science, focused on living a life of principles and morals. He joined the group about 4 years ago, and now he and 13 others live at this home under the guidance of Bishop.
I met him online. That was my initial contact with him. I seen that he was teaching knowledge that was superior to any other scholar or any other leader that I had encountered at the time.
Neighbors like Patrick Henderson are concerned about Bishop's online presence. That's what police say tipped them off to the alleged crimes.
I mean, obviously something like that is concerning, especially when you have kids around. So it's just a matter of now doing the research, kind of digging in and finding out who is doing what and really understanding the totality of everything going on.